Hey guys, just a quick video. See that I've been pulling apart my dashboard a lot here, and that's because I'm trying to figure out why the HVAC wasn't switching modes. It was pretty much just stuck in the middle between two modes, and it was not switching. Not familiar with the system on this car, so I'm pulling apart the dash, trying to look things, and I find the main control module down here. See that sort of vacuum connector right there with the yellow, red, and gray, whatever vacuum lines? That's the main vacuum control. And I looked up the vacuum diagrams, and vacuum diagram says that it receives a main engine vacuum from a purple vacuum line. So I followed the vacuum line back, and it was connected. There were two lines connected here and here. The purple one, let me pull it out. Here's the purple one that sends engine vacuum to the module. Took my vacuum gauge and hooked it up to this one and started the engine. And I got no vacuum. So then I look at this one. This is the vacuum coming from the engine. So I hooked it up to this one, and I still have no vacuum. And again, both of these connect into here, and it just sort of transfers the vacuum. This thing right here just transfers the vacuum from the black one to the purple one. So this black one from the main engine did not have vacuum. So then I follow it back, and I see that it goes out this connector into the engine compartment. So let's go around. Okay, now we're in the engine compartment. The vacuum line that I showed inside comes out this way, goes around the fuse box here, comes along this way, gets routed down there, and ultimately comes and attaches to the intake or throttle here. But I found this, so this is the reason why we're getting no vacuum to the HVAC system. So what I'm going to do now is sort of tap into any vacuum line here that's easy to get to. Okay, so right away I see this T connection that I added here. This line right here ultimately goes to the intake manifold, so it's pretty much direct engine vacuum. So I'm going to just add another T connection to this connection right here. Okay, I tapped into this T connection with another T connection, and then I attached my vacuum gauge to that T connection, and I'm just going to verify that I do have vacuum at this connection at all times. Okay, here we go. So there we go, we do. Okay, so I just cut this vacuum line, the end of it off, and attached this new line to it, routed it under the supercharger, and there's my connection right now. So just use some silicone spray, just a little bit, help things out. Okay, that should be good. Let's go inside and test the vacuum. Okay, so I have attached the engine vacuum connection to this little transfer thing, whatever this is, and then attach my gauge to the port that will ultimately go to the module for the HVAC. So we're going to start the engine up and see if there's vacuum right here. Okay, here we go. We have vacuum. And it's holding vacuum. So that's what I believe this does. It holds vacuum after the car is shut off, so you can still switch modes. Okay, so now let's test it for real. Everything's hooked up. So it still doesn't seem to be. I have it on foot only, and I could still feel it up here. So it looks like there's another problem. Okay, so here's where we're at now. Basically, so this right here, this big square, is the vacuum solenoid. and this is the thing that actually distributes where the air comes out of, either the top, the bottom, or the defroster. So what I just did was ensure that this purple connection has vacuum. So now I know for a fact that this solenoid is getting vacuum. And the way it works is, depending on the mode, the module will energize these different solenoids here, and those solenoids control different things and directs the vacuum in a different way. We have this one here that controls the defroster unit. Right here, it just moves this little lever and controls whether the air goes up towards the defroster or not. This one controls the upper and lower vents, like feet and I guess you would say face vents. So it controls this one right here, and this one over here controls whether you are taking outside or inside air for the induction. Now, none of these things are working right now, so it's leading me to believe that something is wrong with the main control right here, because none of them are working. I can't check the inlet and outlet since there's no way I can know, but everything else isn't working. So what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to unplug the electrical connector to this, look up the pins for each one, and verify that voltage is going to these solenoids. If voltage is going to these solenoids from the pins, then I know that this vacuum solenoid is bad. Okay, so I printed these up so you can see them better. This is the connector that I'm working with on the vacuum solenoid. All these pins, all the pins that are actuated by the module are ground side switches, meaning that the module supplies ground to power that's already at the pin. And the reason why I know that is if you look at the diagram here, you get power feed from the fuse box, and it gets distributed to each pin, and then the computer supplies the ground. So what you could do, you can either take one lead and attach it to battery positive, and then take the other lead and attach it to one of the pins and change the mode and see if you get voltage at the pin, because the computer will be supplying ground. Or you can do ground to ground and measure the voltage drop between ground to ground. I chose the second because it was easier to find a ground right on the chassis than to run a wire from battery positive. So there wasn't that much voltage drop in any of the pins. The highest I got was 0.7 volts, which is still good. It would still energize the solenoid. So that tells me that the wiring to the solenoid pack is bad, and that the solenoid pack must be bad. So as further evidence that the solenoids are bad, I actually removed it from the vehicle, and you can easily open it up and remove the solenoids right here. So what I did was I simply energized each solenoid with 12 volts, and only 2 of them actually even moved when I energized them, and when they did, it wasn't like a strong click that a solenoid usually has. It was like a low thud sort of thing. So these solenoids aren't working. I think they're just mechanically compromised. All the circuit on the back is all fine, and I'm going to need to replace this solenoid pack. Okay, so I put a new vacuum solenoid in there. I'm going to start it up and see if it works. Alright, so, okay, it's coming out the front. Let's switch it to feet only. And there you go, it works. No more out here. It's all coming down here. Cool. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.